Yo, what's good? Welcome to Stu TV. I'm Stu. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs, all money making opportunities in space. I got a special guest with me today. I'm gonna let her introduce herself to the audience. Just tell us who you are.
How you guys doing? My name is Zara, known to many as Z. I own Diamond Media NFT. It's a Web3 media artist consulting business. And what I do is help new artists that are coming into the Web3 space understand it and understand the opportunities that's available to them to not only earn, but also to help build their community as well.
Okay, yeah, definitely. That's what's up. Just welcome and everything. Just a lot of just content things to like jump into. I know this is somebody that definitely knows a lot about the Web3 space, so just get out your pen and pad because there's gonna be a lot of things that's dropped and just things you can pull and share from this interview. But yeah, you said you was like a Web3 music consultant. Just coming in just for the start of this video for people that's watching. So what exactly does that mean? In depth, like what exactly do you do when you say you're a Web3 music consultant?
Uh, well, I would say more so media artists because I would include visual artists as well too. People that make productions or even just animated films just um or even just animated art as well too. So all type of media type artists as well. So I don't just limit it to music artists. But in general, what I'll do is someone who's not familiar with Web3 doesn't understand how to even just buy crypto or set up their wallet or understand dApps. I hold their hands and walk them through the process of creating their accounts. I also help them to understand the different platforms and how they can help them. And not only just introducing them to platforms, but letting them know which ones may not be a good fit for them at the moment right now too. Because you don't want to just go and jump into anything. That doesn't mean that what I'm trying to say is more so like a lot of people come into this space, especially artists, thinking that they can just jump into any project and think they'll just make money off of that. Like, oh, people will just buy it. But it's not that way. You still have to build up a following. So what I also do is show you how to join communities or be able to gain support within those communities to build up a following and even just building relationships within the community as well. And then we also create a strategy which will help you along the way and we go through that and execute that strategy step by step. So as an example, you're an artist that's normally used to the Web2 space. So you're used to just putting out YouTube videos and getting streams on Apple Music and just trying to get a Twitter or Instagram following. What I do is introduce you to platforms such as Dequency. Dequency is a platform that allows you to license your work off to other artists. So it makes it easier to collaborate with other artists, whether they're visual or even any other type of media artist. So if someone's making a YouTube video and they need an intro for it, they can get that music from that frequency and license it, and you get paid for it. And what's also great about that, if your music is connected to um, a I want to say a business where you can receive your royalties from, YouTube picks that up so that you can receive streaming royalties as well from that. So you're not just gaining money from the NFT platform Dequency where you're licensing your music out, you're gaining streaming royalties as well from YouTube. So it's just a way to be able to get you in the right setting and the mindset to be able to properly market yourself as an independent artist, like truly independent.
Yeah, that's definitely what's up. As far as just what you were saying, like a lot of platforms like Dequency, I know they got other websites like Royal Oculus, just kind of depending on, what direction you want to take, like as an artist, watching this video. But also, it's just as much need in the space just because you don't see a lot of Web3 music consultants like in the space. And then too, just giving artists time in their position, just because you might not be big in Web 2, but if you apply them same similar strategies, you might break through in Web 3. So it just might be a different grind, but it just allows for like more flexibility, just within the space. What would you say as far as just like what's? I know you kind of just broke some of the things down as far as royalty streams. Do you have any just more as far as monetization or like possible benefits to where they can perform in the metaverse or different other opportunities just within the ecosystem? Like any other benefits or monetization opportunities for artists?
So more so the benefit of being a Web3 artist is the it's not that it makes it easier to get more money or even make it so that you can gain more money, because I don't want to make any false promises, because at the end of the day everything is dependent on your own personal work ethic. What it is it helps you to become more of an owner of your own brand, of your work. You see too many times, even with mainstream artists, that they're fighting their record labels after years of being on there because they just now realizing that they're making 2 cents on the dollar of every record being sold, and that they don't own their work at all. We have legends in the game right now that are sitting here fighting labels for their work, their hard-earned work that's made them that they earn Grammys off of, but they don't own it. And the only way that you can own it is if you buy it back from that label, if the label is even willing to sell it to you. So it's just getting people out of the mindset that they need a label or a major label at that to get them to where they need to be. The Web3 space is still in its infancy, so you can literally build from the ground up right here with it and and blow up if you market yourself properly. And at the end of the day, it means that you have more ownership. So your royalties and streams, those are all coming back to you. You manage that. And even with certain platforms, if you have collaborated with other artists, whether it's you're a rapper and you have a producer and a writer and even a graphic artist that helped work on the NFT that you created, you have platforms like I want to say decent, decent. They actually make it so that you can split royalties. So therefore, you can make sure that your producer, your graphic artist, and anyone else that helped you, even a songwriter, or even if you have a singer that's featured on that track or album, they can get paid through a smart contract rather than you guys sitting here, everybody sitting here asking, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" It's automatically flowing right to your wallet through the smart contract that they have on there. So it just makes also negotiating better and being able to collaborate better. And it just makes it so that you're owning your work more efficiently and not having to have people that honestly don't care about you or your artwork
Yeah, yeah,
owning your stuff.
yeah. I think that's kind of like a big thing that people, um, I wouldn't say don't understand, but they kind of underestimate because in no time in internet's history to where you can have digital ownership of your online assets, like being able to own stuff digitally. I think one, I feel like we've never had the opportunity, so we don't really know what to do with it if we did own it. And then I don't think, like, two, I feel like people really don't understand the importance of that. Um, just in terms of ownership, then you could kind of like take your brand so many different ways. Give you so much potential, just amongst not just music but just all industries. If you had ownership of your followers to where you can monetize them, and you're not restricted, it's just less limitations. So it's just a lot of good things. But I think as people adopt, they'll kind of see just the power, just like the digital ownership assets. I was going to ask you in terms of like where do you see like the future of like music and Web 3 going, in your perfect world, or just like your prediction, even a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. And then also with the influx of artists, I know you got like Timberland, you got Snoop Dogg, you got Nas, just a lot of different artists coming into the Web 3 space. um just what do you see as far as trends or just different things that's going to be going on in the ecosystem years from now?
In my perfect world, my perfect vision, um, I see I see these artists not fighting for the ownership of their hard-earned labor. I see these artists collaborating with their fans. Fans are going to be building with the artists that they love and support. You'll see diehard fans earning streaming royalties along with their favorite artists, and essentially fans are going to become the label. Major labels will become obsolete. In a perfect world. So all these non-talented people that are just leeching off of artists all these years, they're gonna have to find a new hustle. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, they're gonna have to find another hustle. You see a lot of artists coming in because they understand the the benefits of owning your work. Right now, you might see in the news Ice Cube. He's battling for the Friday franchise from a Hollywood studio that he created. We know that. We've seen that,
Yeah.
but he don't own it. And at the end of the day, when those were coming out, he was youthful. He was in his youth. He was in his prime. So it might have not had the knowledge of ownership, or he didn't have a choice because how else were you going to produce a movie on that scale? And the way that it was pushed out to all of us, we see it. We've seen the popularity. But today, in Web3, you have artists that will be in Ice Cube's position where he was in the 90s. Today, they don't have to do that. They'll be able to create Hollywood type movies and stream them. They won't need to wait on things like even stuff that we love, Netflix, to be able to wait on them to be able to stream and gain the type of traction they want or to be chosen. There's so many. How many times have you researched or been looking for music or even a show or series and that it's not on your favorite platform streaming or anything like that? It's on YouTube or
Yeah.
it's just on SoundCloud. These artists don't have to be chosen anymore and wait on streaming royalties through that. Web3 is going to open up a whole nother door and a whole nother influx of artists. We're gonna see we're gonna see it so that music isn't being forced down our throat, especially music we don't like. How many times do you even listen to the radio? Some people don't even listen to the radio anymore because you keep hearing the same thing being played over and over because it's the people that can purchase the most streams from a radio that are going to get played the most. So therefore, you could be a great artist. Your song could be a banger, but if you don't have the money to compete with top tier artists such as Drake, you're not going to. No one's going to hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it sucks. That's not fair, especially not to people that really want to hear different type of music rather than hearing the same five songs being played over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So I see in a perfect world that we're gonna get an influx of a lot more better art. We're gonna get more art in general and stuff that we love. And we're gonna be the investors. We'll be able to invest into the music, the movies, TV shows, artwork, and it's just gonna be a nice artistic, beautiful world.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely just see the world as far as with just with Web3 and just music, NFTs. I feel like it's just going to get a lot more creative, and that's kind of the thing that like keeps me in the space. And if you had any thoughts just on just innovation in the space, I know I've seen some NFTs from artists, and it's just kind of like I'm not gonna say names because I ain't trying to, but I just seen like NFTs that are out, and it's just like just from people that are big in Web 2, and it's like they do the same thing they did in Web 2, and they just put a Web 3 stamp on it and just say go get it. And I feel like Web 3 allows for flexibility just with the blockchain, just all the different technologies just within Web 3, and I feel like people truly are not utilizing because that's what I want to see. I want to see some really creative, innovative stuff to where they're involving their fans, or maybe they do something to where they have a song and then let's say you buy this NFT, and then you could actually, you know, pick how the music video is created for the song. Like you get to pick the models, you get to pick the car, you get to pick the location, like all that different thing where they got fake this, fake that, like it's just all that different type of stuff. Like, so what do you say for like the innovation as far as the creativity that artists can be able to do and put together for their fans to give them a true experience?
Not to give a corny quote, but I'm gonna quote Spider-Man: "With great power comes great responsibility." Web3 puts the power completely in your hands. So all those people that are just putting the Web3 stamp on their Web2 business, that laziness, I'm gonna call it what it is, it's lazy. It's not gonna cut it. Y'all gonna get hit with a hard dose of reality, because when other people, the artists that I'm gonna be bringing in, when they come and hit y'all with "you ain't outworking me,"
Yeah.
it's gonna be a problem for you. You're not gonna be here making money that long. You're gonna have to put in the work. At the end of the day, if you want to dismiss record labels and all these major labels and studios, you're gonna have to put in the work that they were putting in for you. So it doesn't. So if we're gonna sit there and cut that out, that means that you got to put in that extra work. And if you're not willing to do that, you're not gonna gain the traction that you're hoping for. So and so also what I'd be coaching artists that I work with is exactly what you're saying, the benefits towards their fans, especially if your fans are investing in you, they need to get some more benefits from you, not just being paid out royalties, because at the end of the day, the royalties, that say you have a fan that just owns one of your NFTs, one of the streaming rights of that isn't really going to pay that much for them to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm making buku bucks" or something like that off of that. Because at the end of the day, these are your diehard fans. They want to get some type of benefit other than just a payout, a small payout. They want to be able to be involved in your career. So what this also comes with is that you have your fans, if they're your label now and your investors, they're gonna be holding you accountable. Like, yo, you ain't put out no music in a minute. You ain't put out no music video for this track. What's going on, bro? Wake up. Where's that? You gonna get hit with those. And that's also what's gonna happen. So don't think that you're just gonna be sliding by. The Web3 community loves holding their founders and developers accountable. So definitely get in there and run the space, especially getting in them discords and everything, and see how fans are. So benefits, like you said, people want to be involved in the projects. I want to be able to say, like, yeah, I want to be casting your music videos. I want to see, hell, let me pick out your wardrobe. Give me discount tickets or exclusive backstage passes to your concerts. Let me get discount on your merch, because so many, how many artists be selling merch with their album when the album releases, and honestly, do they really sell that much? No. But if you have an NFT community, they definitely gonna buy that merch, especially if you give them a discount with it. Yes, this shows that I own this NFT.
Yeah.
A part of this community, and if you see the power of an NFT community, I'm part of a few communities myself, and when I say, like, these communities, when they are strong, they will definitely move mountains for you, especially if you're involved within those communities, and they're extremely supportive. So imagine being able to build that for yourself, and you have a mountain of people sitting there defending you no matter what happens to you in your space. You don't have to be the biggest streaming artist, but you have that locked in. I think a perfect example of somebody that started doing that is Ryan Leslie, and he was doing it through his text messaging system. But if he applied that to Web3, that would be crazy. I think he would definitely have a way more benefits as well too. Another stream right there.
Yeah. Well, you kind of got into my next question as far as in terms of if you had an artist of choice that you could take from like Web 2, as far as they're doing it great over here, and like if you could take them over from Web 2 and put them in, throw them in Web 3, like what would be your artist of choice as far as, man, they could, what they're doing is great, but in Web 3 it could be magnified times 50 or 100 just based on if there was an artist that you could grab and just pull them over to this space.
I mean, Ryan Leslie is one. I just spoke on him. And I would say I'd go with Fabulous as well too. He's one of my favorite rappers. So that goes with that. But also I've noticed that Fab has the way he releases his mixtapes is in trilogies lately. So like Summertime Shootout, the artwork on that is crazy. If he has some generative artwork and was able to put those into different tier NFTs, he would definitely have been able to sell those as a whole collection. I know me personally, I would collect all three of them. And being able to, even if it wasn't just streaming rights, and we would just get merch discounts or even concert ticket discounts or just concert tickets or drops or and being able to see him record in the studio or something, I would have done that, and I think that he would make a lot more money with that. And but I do know that two of them were released as I believe, a independent artist, and one was released on a label through a label. So, and he also had some dope merch that came with it. A lot of people don't even know that. Whether it was the COVID mask, snapbacks, dad hats, he had t-shirts, of course, and even rugs. Having a summertime shootout rug, yeah, I mess with that. Definitely have that in my apartment. So it's just like a lot of things that artists can do, and even the ones that are famous right now, they can still hop in. It's not too late for them as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We'll have to take that clip. Ron Leslie Fabulous, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Stu So Fresh. Let's go ahead and forward me. We'll send you the video. No, I'm just playing, but yeah, there's some good like artists that could definitely like come over. I know my last question for you is not really like a music related question, but just going into 2023. Um, well, actually, let me make it a two-part question. One, what are some plans or and goals as far as points to hit for your brand for your music but so consultant service going into 2023, and then also, do you have like a cryptocurrency of choice that your number one pick heading into the new year? So just goals for your company and then also your number one crypto, and I'll let you have the last word.
I'll say goals for my company is just to continue building, finding quality artists that are willing to work and make that transition from Web 2 to Web 3, and being able to guide them and educate them on not just the platforms, but also Web 3 space and NFTs overall. So it's just, I'm not just the music artist consultant, I'm also educating you on cryptocurrency and the blockchains as well too. Uh, Token currency of choice. I'm Ethereum. As much as I want to sit there and say certain other ones, but most of what I work on is Ethereum. Whether it's going to be on the layer two of Polygon or even working on different other layers, but Ethereum mostly. I have most of my collections on the Ethereum network. So just trying to build a bag in that as well too.
Oh yeah, that for sure. Um, where can people find you at? Cause I'll drop the links below. Where can people find you at?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm mostly active on Twitter. So Z Diamond on Twitter. Z is spelled with two threes instead of E's. And my website is diamondmedia.xyz. The E in media is a three. I'll make sure I send those links over to you as well.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Thanks for just tuning in, watching. If you're to the end of this video, I definitely appreciate you. But anyway, this is Stu from Stu TV. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs. I'm money making opportunities in the space. Catch you in the next one. Peace.